Well, welcome back to Life on Cars. Hope you're all keeping well. And in today's video, we are doing another episode for the Silver Spirit Secret series. And today it's all about the alarm system, the mysteries and secrets of the alarm system on the Silver Spirit Secret. But to start the video off, I need to show you something that I've discovered on the car, because I've managed to get hold of a little bit more service history. And the way I did that is I used the MOT history. Now in Britain, you can go online and you can look up your MOT history. But you may not know this, but what you can do is if you own the car and you have the registration document, you can use the reference number on the registration document and you can find out which garages carried out the MOTs over the period of digitization of the MOT system. So I did that a few months ago on the Rolls-Royce, and I discovered where the Rolls-Royce had been taken for some MOTs previously, going back 15 years or so. And one of the garages that it was going to when the car was being used in and around the London area, which is where it lived originally with the first owner for a period of time, it turns out it was going to Hanwells of London, which is quite a renowned Rolls-Royce and Bentley specialist garage. So once I found that out, I sent them an email and they kindly sent me a little bit of service history. And that's what sparked my interest. Come on, let's have a look at the service history and then we'll get into today's video. Let's go. So yeah, here we go then. So I managed to get these 3 invoices sent to me from Hanwells of London, who are still on the go. They're a very well-respected Rolls-Royce and Bentley specialist. And the car was going there for MOTs and servicing around about sort of the 2008-2009 time frame, when the car was being used in and around London by the first owner. And the interesting thing about this is that the car was, well, there's the mileage, it was on 35,000 miles at the time. And yeah, they very kindly sent me these 3 invoices that they had. But the interesting one is this invoice that I've got on the top here. So this invoice is showing that the car had a major service. It also had a subframe damper, oil pressure transducer, dash ferrules, must have been a couple of dash ferrules missing, oil filter, air filter, spark plugs, handbrake pads as well. But here we go, look. It had, so on the 4th of August 2009, about 16 years ago, Hanwells of London replaced the alarm ECU and the alarm remotes because the alarm and the central door locking wasn't working. So it failed. And it wasn't a cheap job. It was £1,080 for the exchange unit, £250 for the remote controls. But isn't that interesting that the alarm was replaced, the alarm ECU and the key fobs were replaced in 2009. And the car would have been 15 years old at the time. Anyway, that bill that day for the original owner came to £3,160.38. So yeah, there you go. I'm really pleased that I've got managed to track these 3 invoices down, because it just adds to the history, a little bit more history that I've got for the car. Because remember, I got no history whatsoever for this car when I bought it. It was all lost. So there you go. If you buy a car in the UK, you can sometimes use the MOT history to track down some service history. So a little bit later on in the video, you'll see the relevance of me sharing that little bit of history with you about the alarm ECU, because it solved a piece of the puzzle which goes with this video. So let's carry on. So those of you that follow my journey with this Rolls-Royce, you'll know that I basically got no documentation whatsoever with this car, nothing. However, what I did get is the owner's manual. I do believe there should have been another manual that came with the car. Unfortunately, I don't have that, which I think is like a maintenance manual. If anyone knows, let me know. Or if anyone's got a spare maintenance manual, I would be really pleased if you've got one going to let me know, because I'm sure I've got a manual missing. But anyway, I do have the handbook, and luckily in the handbook on page 72 and 73 it does tell you what should happen when you use the alarm remote control. So I've just fitted a brand new battery into the remote, and at this moment in time my alarm system seems to be working correctly. So I thought this is a great opportunity to capture exactly how this alarm should work for you on a video. It'll be a good reference for me moving forward as well, in case something goes wrong. And so we're going to go through all the various settings on the alarm system right now. So one of the neat little things on this Rolls-Royce Silver Spirit is the alarm settings are altered by this toggle switch here that says alarm. So we're going to go through that now and see what should be happening in all the different modes on the alarm system. So basically there's three settings: off, 1 and 2. So in setting position off, we can still lock the car with the key fob, but we don't get any alarm protection at all. And to signify that, the alarm should beep once. So let's try that. So I've got it in the off position there. Left button is locked. Let's see what happens. Hear that? One long beep. That tells us that the alarm isn't active. The central locking still works, but the alarm isn't active. Unlock. 2 beeps to tell us that the car is unlocked. Right, let's try setting number 1. So we're on setting number 1 now, which means that when I arm the alarm will work, but we don't get any interior ultrasonic detection. And that mode is used, you know, if you're leaving the window down, if you've got somebody left in the car, a pet or something like that, dog. So let's just try that. So you see there, we've got 2 beeps, the door's locked. The 2 beeps tells us that we're in setting 1 and we're not getting any ultrasonic detection. Let's unlock it. 2 beeps again. Right, this time we're going to try setting number 2, which is with the toggle position all the way to the top. And now we're going to get full alarm. So this time when we're on full alarm and we lock the car, we should get 3 beeps. Let's try it. 1, 2, 3. That's telling us that we've got full alarm now, so the ultrasonics are working as well. 2 beeps for disarm. Another feature of your alarm system on the Silver Spirit III, if it's working properly, is if you try to arm the alarm and you've left the door open, or if you've left the glove box open, for example, it will beep 4 times to tell you that something's not closed properly. Let's try that. So let's leave a back door open slightly and then try the alarm to see what happens. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's telling you that there's a door left open. So that's working properly. Let's close the door and try the alarm again, and it should be back to 3 beeps because I've left it on the fully armed setting number 2. 1, 2, 3. There we go. So the other thing to note on the Silver Spirit is it should also be the same if you use the key. So I've left it in position 2 for full alarm, so we're looking for the 3 beeps when we lock the car using the key. There we go, 3 beeps. And then when we unlock it with the key, we should get 2 beeps. There we go. So we'll try that again. 3 beeps locked, indicating that the alarm is on. 2 beeps unlocked. The other thing to note on the Silver Spirit is obviously this here, this is your alarm warning light, which when the alarm is armed, this will flash to warn people that the alarm is set. So we'll see that working just now when I lock the car and arm the alarm. So let's arm the alarm and see if the LED flashes. There you go, you can see it's flashing there, look. As it should. So what about if you want to test your ultrasonic sensors? Well, first of all, let me show you where they are. So the ultrasonic sensors are here. This is the ultrasonic sensor. This is sensing air movement inside the car. For example, if a window was broken or if somebody was reaching through an open window to get something out of the car, it would set off the alarm. There's another one over there, look, on the passenger side. So what we're going to do is we're going to arm the alarm, and then I'm going to put my hand through the window and see if the alarm goes off. Right, I've left the alarm armed for a minute to give the system time to sort of stabilise. I'm going to stick my hand through the open window now and see if those interior motion sensors, the ultrasonics as they know, let's see if they're actually working. Right, did you see that the alarm went off instantly when I put my hand through, and then when I disarmed it, we got 10 beeps, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and that tells you that when you come back to the car, if you unlock with the fob or the key and you get 10 beeps, it tells you that that tells you that the alarm has been going off. So at some point while you've been away. So we know the ultrasonics are working. We know the 10 beep warning works as well. So I'm going to just lock the car again now. 1, 2, 3, and we locked again. Now we're back to 2 beeps when we unlocked. So that's cleared now. So if I'd let that alarm go off continuously, it would have stopped after 30 seconds and then the system would have reset as well. So if you want to test that on your own vehicle, go ahead. But my eardrums were ringing here in the garage, so I stopped it after a few seconds. You may be wondering what the top button does on the remote control. Well, I'll show you. Nothing. However, can you hear that? I think the alarm should be going off. I think that's a panic button. Tick, tick, tick. I think that should be maybe flashing the lights or something. and there's like a panic, but for some reason on mine, no lights flash. I can hear the relay in the boot, but yeah, nothing's happening. So I'm just going to click unlock to stop that. It just beeps twice. So yeah, I'm not sure whether there's a problem with mine or whether it's been disabled for whatever reason, but the top button, it's kind of doing something because I can hear the relay clicking, but nothing happens and the alarm doesn't go off. So yeah, it's a bit of an odd one, that. You're probably thinking, why doesn't he read the manual and see what it says about the other buttons? The top button on the key fob, but on my manual it looks like originally the car would have been supplied with a key fob that looks like this with just one button, or this with just one button, and it doesn't refer to a key fob that has more than one button anywhere in my manual. And then even if you flick forward a few pages and it shows you changing the battery, again it's showing you a key fob with one button, and there's no mention of a panic mode or anything. So I'm presuming that this links with what I said at the start of the video, where I think the key fobs were changed when the alarm ECU was replaced, as we've seen in the service record. So it must have got a new set of key fobs at that point. One's gone missing, I'm left with one, and yeah, maybe the panic mode was disabled, I don't know. But yeah, I've just noticed that, look, Rolls-Royce, they even went to the effort of making the side of the book silver, so that the page, the edge of the pages are silver. The efforts they went to it. Silver Spirit III. So you might have noticed at the start of the video I said at the moment the alarm system's working correctly, and the reason I'm saying that is because what happens on my car at the moment is if you take the car out for a trip, a ride out, the alarm system stops working properly. Let me explain. So yesterday we did a 100-mile round trip to Thorntonley Dale up near Pickering. There was a classic car show on the go, and when you use the car like that, the beeping noise stops. So there is something wrong with my alarm system. Whether I do have leaking batteries, I don't know. I need to check it out. Like I say, at some point, I'm going to put up with it for now because it's the summer season, it's the show season, but it is definitely a job that I will need to investigate at some point. So I'll just show you now what happens after I've used the car. And that's the weird thing that I can't get my head around. You would think it would be the other way around, wouldn't you? When the car's been stood a bit, that there would be a problem with the alarm. But no, it's when the car's being used, I'll lose the beeps. You know, the beeps that we've just gone through on the video. So let me show you. So here she is, look, back in the garage after that long run, and if I lock the car, it all locks properly and the red light flashes to show me that the alarm is on, but we don't get the audible beeping noises at all. Nothing, no beeps when we turn the alarm off or unlock the car, and no beeps when we lock the car. So if anybody has any ideas about that, or if anybody's watching that may have come across that before, let me know. Yeah, so if I leave this car now for 4 or 5 days and I don't use it, the beeps come back like an electrical mystery. So yeah, so even though that alarm was replaced in 2009, which is a long time ago, isn't it? What's that now? 16 years ago. it's potentially faulty in terms of there may be a leaking battery inside the replacement unit, sadly. So I don't think there's too much wrong with the system in terms of it's potentially still savable. You know, you never know. I might be able to replace the battery. I don't know until I get into it, but it's one for another day. It's another little mystery on this Rolls-Royce. And, you know, this is what happens to all the cars, isn't it? You know, we get little gremlins creeping in, which keep it interesting. They keep it interesting. And I still haven't got around to figure. I've got one of the doors that doesn't lock. So I'm presuming that is the solenoid. So on the passenger door. So that's another one to investigate for another day. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video and found it useful. It's obviously a good reference for how the alarm should work when it's behaving properly. So a future episode on Life on Cars will be removing this dashboard and this roll top, as they call it, leather covered dash top, because the alarm ECU is actually located behind the dash. And one of the things that can go wrong with the alarm ECUs on these Rolls-Royce Silver Spirits is they were originally fitted, should I say, with a nickel cadmium battery, which unfortunately can leak, a bit like what happened to my seats. The seat ECUs also have a battery in, which you'll see on a different episode that I did a while back. But yeah, the alarm ECU also has a battery in it, which unfortunately can leak and damage the ECU. Now, it's not the end of the world if that happens, because there is some suppliers that can supply you with a brand new ECU, which comes with new key fobs. Now, I've only got this one key fob left. This is the only one that came with my car, so I've only got one, but luckily it works. Got a new battery in for today's video. So yeah, that's a future video, because I want to check that the battery is okay. Chances are it won't be, and I'll need to replace it. So there you go then. I hope you enjoyed the episode today and got something out of it. If you are a Rolls-Royce or Bentley SZ owner, you've got a bit of a reference now to how the alarm system should work, because it did have me confused for many months when I bought the car and got the car up and running. I wasn't really sure what was going on with the alarm system, and it was behaving rather strangely to begin with. But like I say, it seems to have settled down, apart from the beeping noises disappearing after the car's been used. So yeah, very, very strange. But you know, it's like I said there, I probably will have to get into the ECU at some point. So that'll be another video for another day. So listen, in the meantime, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe if you haven't already done so. It really helps the algorithm. It helps me build the channel, keep going with what I'm doing here on Life on Cars. But make sure that you all stay safe, you drive carefully, look after each other, and I will see you again very soon with the next episode on Life on Cars. Take care, guys. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.